It's almost at the point where I don't know what to say anymore. I've been doing this for exactly 2 years, and rather than enjoy the 2-year anniversary of my part in the resistance in central London, speaking with a megaphone against the royal parasite family, I spent 24 hours reminiscent of my time in Toronto, 2 times 24 hours in Toronto, and I didn't think it was going to happen in Great Britain. I have spent the last year singing the praises of the police here, saying they're not thugs. They're not like the North American thugs with the big guns. These Toronto cops who put me in a fucking cage and gave me a mild form of post-traumatic stress disorder, which I'm only dealing with now. There's not very much I have in me anymore except rage and a very rational hatred of this system which sends these people in fancy dress uniform to my house where I live with my girlfriend, and I am rounded up as a political dissident and disappeared into the system so that the world's greatest parasite display of propaganda and obedience can take place with 2 billion people not even thinking for themselves, just obediently watching the spectacle, can enjoy it. And dissenting voices like mine were not welcome. And I went to the bloody police. I went to Scotland Yard on the 18th of April. And I met a sergeant called Chris. And we shook hands and we sat there. And he listened to me as I said I wasn't going to cause any direct disruption. And I gave them my number. And I thought we were good. The Metropolitan Police and I thought we were okay. But no, there's no dealing with the thugs of the machine. There's no dealing with these people who are following orders. And so many people watching my video of my arrest that Silky managed to film, they're like, oh, they were so polite, they were so nice to you. And, you know, it's not their fault. And even I mentioned in the video they're only following orders, but let's look at a mainstream example. Was it the elites who drove the trains to Auschwitz and Dachau? Was it the elites who pulled the trigger on those machine guns and killed children in the Warsaw ghettos? Is it the elites who fire the drones with their Xbox 360 controllers into villages in Pakistan and kill more and more children? No, it's normal people like you and me, and the only difference between the people who actually understand what I'm doing and support this is that you have not been compromised. You actually stand in accordance to your convictions, as I'm trying to do. And it's so easy to lose hope. I saw in a video by Danny Shine, he did the Everything Is Okay at the royal wedding, and he spoke to this bald guy with a bow tie. And he said that he felt overwhelmed by a tidal wave of ignorance walking amongst the crowd. And then we see the bogeyman, the 1984 Emmanuel Goldstein figure, Osama bin Laden, now all over the press, Obama saying, yeah, we killed him. And we see outside the White House these drunk, idiotic, whatever they are, just jumping up and down, screaming USA and saying 4 more years, 4 more years, and they don't get it. And I just want to make this very clear, if this can be my one message to the sheeple, and that's what people who actually think consider you in your blind subservience, you're turning up at your jobs that you hate, your paying of taxes, your celebrations when the blue bloods parade in front of you. And they don't even wave like that. They wave like this, beckoning in your adulation, your subservience. When I was a financial advisor in Edinburgh, we had a German boss, a guy called Wolfgang. And he said that when we have clients that walk in through the door, and these weren't even lowly people, we had clients who were doctors, high-ranking military officers, architects, lawyers, whatever, businessmen. He says, don't look at them as human beings. Look at them as people with a giant dollar sign hanging above their heads, and that's how you'll make money. And the thing is, people, when the elites, when the Illuminati or the New World Order or any bureaucrat in the upper echelons of government looks upon you, turning up by the millions, waving at the royal family and Prince William, when you get also wound up by their lies, when you obediently turn up outside the White House and say, USA, USA, no wonder these elites want to depopulate you, because they don't see you as human beings, because you're not acting like human beings. And that's the difference between people who are trying to do something nice and I'm trying to do something nice, is that I still see you as human beings. I wouldn't do what I do. It would be so easy. I'm a clever guy. If I wanted to be part of this social Darwinist predator system, which has always enslaved you since civilization came in, I would be a financial advisor. I was earning a lot of money as a financial advisor. But I can't do it. Because you don't need to be led. You don't need for people who are very clever to take advantage of you. You need to be liberated. You need to be allowed to be educated and to do what you want to do, not corralled into a pen and considered disgusting little thugs that the elites think of you. We want to free you, which is why we do what we do. We see the machine-like civilization of David Cameron, the Queen, Barack Obama, and all their little obedient machine-like robots who are only in it for a buck. We see them as the enemy, and they are the enemy. And when you truly look at that cliche, that politics is show business for ugly people, think about that. What does it mean? What do people in show business do? They read from a script. They're actors. And that's what the politicians are. And they let you vote because voting doesn't do anything. It's rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. So yeah, for my opinion, I spent 24 hours in solitary confinement. And it makes me very upset. It makes me very angry. But I'll tell you something. People are starting to now, in big numbers, get this. And even within the police, I had conversations with people in the police station. And they've told me certain things that officers now are starting to say, yeah, no wonder the public calls us pigs and slave drivers. So there is hope, but we are in a spiritual war, we are in a psychological war, we are in a physical war. And as I speak, poverty is killing children all over the world, and so many of you are still watching Jersey Shore and watching football. And women, this is the worst part, women, when you should be using your divine goddess energy, that rage that can get through to men. When the women start getting upset, when you start telling the men that they can't kill children anymore, that it hurts you, then you can change this. But they're very clever, and they've distracted you with fashion and perfume and breast implants and music and anorexia and worries about how you look and shopping, 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 so your goddess energy is gone. Anyway, if this fight kills me, I've had a good innings. I've had 30 years on this planet. I've experienced so much more than countless Palestinian children who are killed for Zionism, than countless Brazilian children who live a couple of years and die of poverty, than all those African children and anyone else in this world who didn't get a chance to reach 30 years old, who didn't get a chance to develop a whole YouTube thing and go out there and follow his dreams and speak his mind against what he considers evil. And I just want to say one last thing to the elites, yeah? Like, you can kill me, you can shoot me, you can disable me, you can snap me in half, but you'll never get my soul. Because some things are not for sale. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. I will never support your artifice. I will never support the royal family. I will never support the new world order that you've brought in around us so that we live in this dystopian world. So I'm going to plant my flag in the ground. I am a Palestinian, and I will fight you